This is a tutorial from the librarians at Lone Star College. The purpose of this video is to teach students how to complete research for the nonverbal speech assignment taught in Speech 1311 by Dr. Shae Adkins. This video assumes that you have already completed 6 activities. 1. That you have Dr. Adkins' instructions for this assignment in front of you. 2. That you have already watched the introductory video on library databases. 3. That you have already watched the video about the database Academic Search Complete. 4. That you have already watched the video about how to search multiple databases at the same time. 5. That you have already watched the video about the database ProQuest Ebook Central. 6. That you have already watched the video on evaluating information. If you have not completed these 6 tasks, do them before proceeding with the instructions in this video. We will begin at the college's homepage at www.lonestar.edu. From that page, click on LSCS Libraries. Now click on Research Databases. Now click on Social Sciences. Now click on Articles. Now click on the database Academic Search Complete. We will search multiple databases at the same time. At the top, click on Choose Databases. Now click on Select All. Now click on OK. Now we're searching half of the library's databases at the same time. There's a downside involved in doing so. Many of the articles in the search results will have absolutely nothing to do with your topic, aside from some mention of your country. But in my experience, the discipline of speech crosses so many conceptual boundaries that for this assignment, it's best to search as many databases as possible. For this assignment, limit your search results to full text only by checking off the box marked Full Text. Now limit the publication date to roughly the past 15 years. Since I am making this video in 2018, I'll add in the years 2003 and 2018. Now we should generate search terms. For this assignment, you should research the kinesics, paralanguage, self-presentation, and proxemics of the country that you have chosen. For our search, as an example, we will use Russia. Let's talk about the search terms that you will use. When you give search terms to a database, you're telling the database to only return articles that have those specific words. Many concepts can be expressed with different words. That's why it's important to vary your search terms if the search terms that you are using don't return useful articles. For example, an article could describe the paralanguage of the country without using the word paralanguage. So when searching for paralanguage, you should also consider searching for related words, such as vocalics. Similarly, you may find articles by searching for Russia and kinesics. But you should also try terms related to kinesics, such as eye contact, facial expressions, gesture, posture, and greetings. So your searches could include Russia and eye contact, Russia and facial expression, Russia and gesture, Russia and posture, Russia and greeting. The concepts of kinesics, paralanguage, self-presentation, and proxemics are explained on this speaking assignment handout and in the textbook. Use your knowledge from this content to create a list of search terms that you can use for this assignment. As an example, let's search for Russia and facial expression. Here are our search results. Again, many of the articles will not be relevant, but the first one is the kind of article that we have in mind. It's titled Large-Scale Observational Evidence of Cross-Cultural Differences in Facial Behavior. Go ahead and click on the title. Here is the article record. The authors are listed at the top, followed by the title of the journal. The Journal of Nonverbal Behavior has a tantalizing title, as it suggests that we're on the trail of a relevant article. To view the full text, click on PDF Full Text on the left. Here is the full text of the article. It appears to describe a study of how people in different countries responded to facial expressions and how these facial behaviors related to the role of the individual within that society. You can tap on Control F to search within the article for mentions of Russia. It's mentioned once in a table about the prevalence of individualism in that country. This is the kind of article that you need for this research assignment. And since you've already watched the video on Academic Search Complete, you know how to save, email, and print this article. Now let's move on to ebooks. Let's go back to our list of social sciences databases. Scroll down until you get to the section marked Ebooks and Reference. Click on that heading. Now open the database eBook Central. This is a database of ebooks that you can read online. Again, our video tutorial mentioned above, specifically item number 5, shows you how to use it. As an example, we'll search for Russia and kinesics. Here are the search results. Many of these are textbooks. My experience suggests that our best bet is to look at guides to communication with different cultures, which are popular among international business executives and travelers. The book Communication Beyond Boundaries would be my first pick. Click on that title. Now click on Read Online. Here's the full text of the book. The number of times that our search terms appear in the book are highlighted in the sidebar, marked for each chapter. The most highlights are in Chapter 4, Nonverbal Messages. Go ahead and click on that chapter title. Scroll through just a little bit, and you'll see a description of the way a smile is interpreted in different cultures, including Russia. This is the sort of information that you need for your assignment. Now let's search the web. We'll go directly to Google. As a librarian, it's hard to teach students succinctly how to search the open World Wide Web because it requires a lot more careful judgment and evaluation than other information source types. But the video on evaluating information that I mentioned to you at the beginning of this video should help you. For this assignment, I suggest limiting your search results to only articles that end with a .edu domain. That is, a website likely maintained by a college or university that has some standards for research. This is a flawed solution for this research task, about which I could describe at great length. But instead, let's focus on the research task that you have for this assignment. To limit your search to only those sites that end with the domain .edu, type into Google cite:*.edu. Now let's add our search terms. We'll try Russia body language. Now click on Google search. Here are the search results. Let's open the second one, cultural differences between Americans and Russians. This site is exactly the kind of website that we have in mind. It's published by a university. It's clearly content for a course. It was published in 2014, so it's fairly current. We can do research on the author to make sure that he's qualified to write about this subject. Scroll down and you can see that the author has even provided a bibliography of his sources. Now let's talk about citation. Below this video, you'll see our video about APA-style documentation. Pause this video, watch it, then come back here and resume. I'll wait. Okay, now you've watched the introductory video on APA. Let's go over some specifics. We'll begin at www.lonestar.edu. Now click on Libraries. On the sidebar on the right, you can find a list of campus libraries. Click on LSC North Harris. Now click on Citation Help. Now click on the section marked APA Style. Here are our APA resources. There's a link to the video that you just watched, as well as a sample paper and the APA paper template, which is really handy for when you will eventually write an APA-style paper. But what we're going to focus on now is the two-page handout titled 2010 APA 2-Page Short. Click on it. This is a digital version of a handout that we have here at the library. Here are examples of how to provide common reference list citations for many of the sources that students commonly use. Do you remember the books that we found in the Ebook database? Here's how you will cite them. Use the example titled LSC North Harris Library Modified Standard. Do you remember the journal articles that we found in the databases? Scroll down to the second page and locate the section titled Journal Article from an Electronic Database without DOI. Follow the example marked with the heading LSC North Harris Library Modified Standard. Scroll down to the section marked Internet Pages. Are you going to cite websites? Here's how to do it. If you have any questions about this research process, need help citing your sources, or would just like to talk about anime, contact me at david.w.puller@lonestar.edu.